Are you racist? Well, Nola says I'm not racist. I sure says Tariq said you a tether. Well, if I said that Tariq sucked dick, that would be the same thing, right? Because both of them would be untrue. I hope. Like we can both assume, right? What if I said that he sucks cock? Should that be something that we be concerned about? Or should people automatically assume that it's not true? Both of us just said something that's not untrue, then, right? So neither one of us should be offended. I should never be offended that he said something that's not untrue. And he shouldn't be offended because if he has never opened up his mouth in order to take a fat one, and if it don't apply, then let it fly, then we both should just let it go, right? Okay, so now we one for one. We both said something that's not that's untrue. All right. Now let's continue on with the show. Are you a racist? It's a general question, and I'm curious. Heavenly Saint says, I'm not a racist. Everybody is saying no. Here's the question though. Oh, we finally got one. Okay, so Alexander F says, yes, I am. I am racist, the black hood culture. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You can't pick and choose. You have to say whether you're racist or not. Red, white, and blue says we all racist. I like that, Tia Marie. Says, I'll be honest and say, sometimes I think I am. Ricky says, I didn't know I was until I left my mom's house. Oh, here's the question that we have to ask ourselves. If you were, would you admit it? Because I think that it's a lot of people that's trying to save face. If black people just came out, let me revise that, not all black people. If the majority of the people that support the toxic parts of black culture just came out and said that I'm racist, I think that everything would be fine. Nothing would change. Now, Molly, it's a difference between having bias and having preference, right? I'm biased towards you. But the reason that I'm biased towards you is not for anything that you can't control, right? I'm biased towards Molly because Molly has preference for me. She's biased for me. We can always have preference. You can have a preference for a certain look of a woman. You can have a preference for a certain weight of a woman. You can have preference for people that value you and that is in your friendship circle because they treat you better or because they value you also or because you like something that they do. It's nothing wrong with having a bias. The problem is that when our prejudice, our bias, your racist tendencies start to impact the decisions that you make on a daily basis or it starts to affect other people's lives. You see what I'm saying? And the problem, I think, in culture today is not that people don't understand that racism exists. The real problem is that they won't admit it because if you admit it, then we can start making some adjustments depending on what it is that you really want and what you want to do. Black people lie to themselves so much. And this is why you'll never, and you'll always be behind everybody else. You'll never really get ahead as a collective is because they pretend and they lie to themselves. When we was talking about Black Lives Matters back when they was manufacturing this whole George Floyd protest and they was empowering y'all to be distracted from the things that was really happening. And yes, it was absolutely a distraction. Anton, how do you know that it was a distraction? Because they was telling y'all that y'all had to be 6 feet and you couldn't open up your business, but they was letting y'all go out there and protest and tear down statues and destroy your own neighborhood shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't 6 feet, no check when y'all was out there protesting for no reason. You got nothing out of it. The only thing you did was make a bunch of black lesbians rich, and then they went and bought a bunch of properties in California. They still running around. They got supported through the culture. A bunch of people made money off of t-shirts, and you got nothing. You painted some streets. You wasted your time. Some of y'all got COVID and died. And then the rest of y'all just sat there shoulder to shoulder in order to try to tear up your neighborhoods and make it a food desert. You got nothing. You got nothing. You did all of that. They would not let you open up your businesses to make money. They finessed you into thinking that you can take out a PPP loan, and now you got to go to jail for it. And they allowed for you to stand shoulder to shoulder so that y'all can go and transfer COVID to each other. And they made sure that y'all got the jab. And they made sure that y'all got the jab. You got nothing. You absolutely got nothing. So I guess my follow-up question is, how does it benefit you to have hate in your heart? Because see, if you're biased, that doesn't mean that you hate somebody else. During the Black Lives Matters protests, what these covert racist people would often say is, saying Black Lives Matters does not mean that all lives don't matter. It means that we're going to focus on Black people right now. That's what they said. They use that as justification to be out here doing stuff to people that they felt like they needed to get that energy out on. The one thing that I've learned about hate throughout my life is that you never feel better after you do something to somebody else or you get that energy off. After you get done being mad, after you get done hating somebody, let's say, for example, there's somebody that I don't like that's a live streamer, right? And I live stream against them because I don't like them. Not because I don't agree with their talking point or I actually want to extract value from having a difference of agreement. Let's say that I just purely live stream against them because I hate them. I don't feel any better once the live stream goes off. All I did was raise up my blood pressure. All I did was make myself a lot more angry, mad, all of that stuff. You never feel better once you hate. You never feel better. Ever. And it's a disease. It's similar to gambling. The wins don't feel as good as they're not as impactful as the losses feel bad. The wins don't feel as good as the losses feel bad. It's hurtful. It doesn't benefit you. It's so stupid. No, I've never seen anybody say, man, I feel so much better now that I done did some evil stuff. It's just like gambling. The wins don't feel as good as the losses feel bad. The losses feel exponentially worse. The wins feel like you never really made enough. And so it's really a lose-lose situation. And that's why I had to make sure that all of the things that I was conditioned to believe when I was being raised, I had to basically divest myself from that nonsense because I realized that it wasn't benefiting me. It was really just keeping me, it was keeping me in a different space. It was keeping me from really going to get my blessings. You would not believe the amount of people that I've met in my life had I been racist that I would have never been able to really excel or elevate or go to the next level or do some better things because I was preventing myself from being able to find my own blessings. Contrary to popular belief, there are some other people out here that are of other cultures and other races that don't hate you just because you black or just because you white or just because you Asian or just because you Mexican. Now, if you come over into these borders and you came over here illegal, then I don't hate you because you Mexican. I'm just against you because you're messing up what we've established as cultural norms and what we got as rule of law inside of the land. So you can come over here and I absolutely rock with you, but I don't agree with you doing things that then force me and my tax dollars to be able to take care of your family. That's the problem. And so that's where we have to separate ourselves. I have preference and I'm biased towards American culture. And that doesn't mean that I don't like your culture or that I don't want to come and visit, but it just means that I'm 100% for my city first. I love you. But that's the thing that racists can't say. And that's the difference between being racist and being biased. They can't say that they love you. They can't say that they rock with you. They can't say that, hey, I'm looking to add value into you. They can't say to you, I want to do business with you. Of course, I'm America first. And when America gets full, I believe that we should be able to help other people, but we can't help nobody while we got $37 trillion in debt. We can't help nobody while our borders is being overran and we got Fenty coming in through the borders. Let me fix home. And that's another difference between people that are biased and racist, right? Is that people that are racist, they never fix home. They only want handouts from other people so that they think that they fixing home when they realistically have never fixed that hate in their heart. They don't clean up their own neighborhoods. They don't fix their own communities. They always blaming somebody else for their problems and always running in the victim Olympics. Incredibly hypocritical, refuse to marry their own women. 100% is advocates for making sure that they create multiple different baby mamas within their own culture and community, embrace the worst of it, and then blame everybody else for the issues that's within the community. And just say, hey, deal with it. I've even seen people, racist black people, say, we should have just as much time to hate white people as they've hated us. That's how evil some of these people are. That's how evil some of these people are. I don't plan on I don't plan on doing a weekend show every week. This is just a makeup show because I didn't get an opportunity to be able to add value into your life on Wednesday. I don't think a lot of y'all are racist. I think that y'all were taught to look at other people as the enemy, and you basically got a generational curse that's passed down to you. Y'all got to realize that ain't even you. Most of the things, and then I'm gonna get into the next part. I'm gonna really get into the show now. Most of the things that you guys are experiencing, a lot of y'all that won't openly admit that you were basically finessed. You know why I feel so bad for y'all? Because A, you don't really have no power to change nobody's life. That's number one. So you only hurt yourself. But the other thing that I feel bad for is that you're so much of a negative follower, meaning that you're not even following the right thing. That everything that you know and everything that you spew, you just spew the talking point of somebody else. You don't even have the resources. You don't even have the gall. You don't even have the gumption to go and do the research for yourself. You dependent on somebody else to give you your lived experience, and you never even stepped outside of your own neighborhood. Some of y'all have never truly had a real conversation with somebody that don't look like you, to where you don't come in with a preconceived disposition or perspective about what that person felt about you before you ever even open up your mouth. And you rob yourself. You rob yourself because you let somebody else put something in you that wasn't there. You reject God giving you grace. You reject God giving you what you're supposed to have. And you allow a mere mortal, a man, not to give you information for so that you can go and research it yourself. You rely on a mere mortal, a man, to give you what you think. And that's why y'all running around with these terms and these talking points that you don't even understand. Ain't that crazy? You've been conditioned to be a hateful person. That's why I feel sorry for you, because you don't even think for yourself. What would I look like going back and forth with people that don't even think their own thoughts, that can't even come up with a reasonable thought of their own, that depend on other people for talking points so that you can continue to think that you hate somebody that you've never even really met or interacted with before? I'm gonna tell y'all like Molly tell y'all, Darshan, that is gay. That's gay adjacent. It's 100% gay. You let somebody put something in you that's foreign, that you never experienced for yourself, nor was you built to take. It's not even supposed to go up that way. It's gay adjacent. It's very much gay. You let somebody put something in you that's foreign, that wasn't supposed to be there, and you embracing it now. But I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. All right, y'all. I just wanted to give the people out there in the street something to react to.